It might look like crap. I hope this is of good quality before and after, because I could just literally peel the thread off it. That is black. Yes, yet another purchase of the World Wide Web sight unseen. This is the third Hilux I've owned in my illustrious career, the first being a 1990 N85, I think it was, 2.4 petrol, the old 22R motor. Then in 2005 I bought a brand new dual cab diesel, the 3 litre direct injection diesel I think it is. Great truck as well. I abused the hell out of that, carrying equipment all the time. And then of course now I'm the proud owner of this nugget. The Ningi Nugget. It is a 1984 YN65R based on the plate, running a 2 litre 3Y engine with no horsepower. Yes, it has more rust than what I would have liked, but it's inherent in these things, and what 80s Japanese car doesn't rust out? At a glance, you might think, far out, what the hell is this thing? Some people have said it's even worthwhile looking at or fixing or repairing. But one thing, it's original. There's nothing modified on this truck at all. The original wheels, everything's there. It might look like crap, but there's some indications in the truck that tell me that whoever owned it, they have maintained it and looked after it to a certain degree. This has not been started, I know, for a week. Engine's dead cold, 2 pumps. Look at that. I love this thing. How good is that? Just battery sounds like it's on its last legs, but boom. Plan of attack is we are going to get some mechanical issues sorted. We're going to do a full service on it, even though it looks like it's had some servicing done recently. We're going to dump all the fluids, put some fresh stuff in there. And with that in mind, I'll show you what we've already gone and bought. So, right off the bat, air filter. 2 engine mounts. They're the kind of things that I believe should be replaced. So we've got our 2 engine mounts. Don't even know what's in this little box here. Let's have a look. If I can open it. This is a trick box. Oh, there we go. Thermostat. That's important. The car was running slightly warm on the way home. What else have we got? Okay. Oh, why did I end up with 2 packets? I obviously thought that you had to buy them individually, but they came. Okay, well, I got 4 of those, if anyone wants one. This, radiator pipes, I believe. Yep, top and bottom radiator pipes, because they're old. So hopefully they're the right pipes. What we got here? Oh, now, most of these Hiluxes did come out with these mirrors on. The Ute had a mirror in it, but not 2. So I just went and bought myself 2 brand new mirrors, not great quality. And last but not least, I believe, and I hope this is of good quality, a distributor. Oh yeah, 1 electronic distributor. So as you know, most old cars, they run a distributor with a set of points in there. The points are constantly needing adjustment and fixing and repairing. So I've gone and bought a electronic distributor to alleviate that. Comes with the leads and everything. That's good, that saved me some bucks. That is the kit ready to rock and roll. I really want to make this thing look tidy. The chassis and underbody looks tired and rusty there, so we're going to remove the tray, the rear step, in order to access it and then degrease it. First piece off the car, the sacrificial piece. Cut that. Oh, yeah, mate. Oh. With that short but intense workout completed, I moved on to unbolting the anchor points, 6 in total. Then I yelled out to the neighbour and he gave me a hand to lift the tray off. I needed that done first before we degreased it. I forgot about that, so that's done and dusted. Anyway, now I will degrease it. So So I've given that a couple of hits on the rear. I've just made the degreaser a lot stronger, so I'm going to do that again, but I've just started under the bonnet. I want to have a look at this. Before and after. I've had to scrub it a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to do the same here, look. So I've made the degreaser stronger, as I said, to try and break through that top coat of oil and stuff. So I'm going to give that a bit of a wash. We'll have a look at it. Just a quick note, keep that lance a good distance from the paint and try and keep away from anything that looks like it's flaking. So you can see where I've put more of the degreaser. It's come up nice and clean. This here, I'm not really, maybe some Steelos. I might have to get some Steelos or fine grit sandpaper. Yeah, I haven't hit them at all yet. And I've sprayed that. Didn't give it much of a brush, and that I didn't spray, so it's pretty good down the back there on the firewall, but not down here. So I'll get into that today and probably continue another day. Alright, I've pulled up stumps on the rest of the degreasing for now because the weather keeps coming and going and I need time to really get stuck into the chassis on the back, because when I take the rust off, I need paint on me to seal it, because I don't want it to rust up again. I have received the rust gel, or the rust remover and converter gel from Action Corrosion. So we will be doing a special on that next time around. So in the meantime, we have an assortment of goodies. So we've got our differential oil for front and back. We've got our transfer case and gearbox oil. And then we've got our engine oil filters as well. Let's do it. A full fluid assault is what we are doing here today, starting from the rear diff, working our way through to the front diff. Sometimes a breaker bar is needed, which I'm using here because the fill plug was a little tight. And in goes 2.5 litres of fresh oil. Well, that's not a good sign. The first friggin' bolt I undo and go to put back in, and it's been stripped at some point because I could just literally peel the thread off it. Now I need a differential bolt. So hopefully the rest aren't rooted. Let's see. Oh, that's like new. That is new. Oh well, we're changing it now. Yes, it does look new, but regardless of that, the objective here is to make sure the whole car has fresh fluids, which we are doing. Just a little point or a note or a tip. When you're doing any of this kind of work, make sure you can actually remove the fill plug first before you drop the fluids out of the drain plug. Sometimes those fill plugs can be jammed tight or damaged and you have trouble. So do that first before dropping the oil. We're nearly there, Oxy. We're nearly there. 150 mils roughly. Hoping I can get this out. The gearbox fill plug is attached to the reverse sensor that sets off the reverse light. Just be careful, you need a shifter here or a spanner rather than a socket to get around the wire, and be careful not to damage the wire. That's what I should have done. So this is the sensor. I've twisted it a little bit too much. Hopefully I haven't damaged it. So the gearbox has been overfilled, I would say. I've got the squeezy bottles that you can tip up and squeeze, you know, like push the oil back in. Work well on the diff and on the transfer case, but I can't get enough tip angle to get flow happening, if you understand what I mean, on the gearbox. But luckily I've got some holes in the floor, so I'm going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to check what's going in, eh? That is black, beyond black actually. That's pretty bad, that's dirty. Black oil is not good and full of contaminants, so the engine oil did look good on the dipstick, but when I dropped it, it did not look as clean as I thought it was. Same with the front diff, it was actually quite black and grey and sludgy. Possibly a sign that moisture's got in at some point. Done. Tip the old oil into the empty bottles and dispose of at your local tip. It's free. And thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the episode, and we'll catch you again next time on Flip My Ride.